So I wanted an iPad for a long time. I was going to buy one last year, but it was too many months after the iPad 2 came out. And when Apple comes out with new shit, you have to get it right away, or else don't fucking bother, right?
Yeah.
I'm actually glad that it worked out that way because the iPad 3 is like a massive leap. Jay posted about it on the site.
Yeah.
I was going to post like a follow-up thing, so I decided to just throw it into the podcast instead. So I pre-ordered an iPad 3. Jacked. 64 gigs.
Did you get the LTE?
I did. Okay, I debated whether... This is what I want to talk about. I debated whether to get the Wi-Fi or the Wi-Fi with the cellular capability, the 4G or whatever. I got the 4G version because... I'm going to read from my pointers here.
$1 a month to Rogers?
No.
You probably won't use the 4G capabilities.
It's only $100 more for that. I'm spending like a few hundred bucks.
To be fair, this isn't America where you have to pay an extra $10 to hook it up to your current data plans. I'm pretty sure Rogers will allow him to share data with his phone. So
if you're going to spend this much,
yeah.
If you're going to spend however much, yeah, I can just tether.
No, you don't even have to tether. You can say, Rogers, this is my they're sharing the same bandwidth. So if you use I don't know how much data usage you have, but pretty much it'll be split between the two devices.
They give you another
That's
SIM
amazing.
card.
I didn't even...
They give you another SIM card.
Yeah, this isn't like the States where they charge you an extra $10.
No, sorry, my general expectation is that the cell phone companies we have over here will egregiously attempt to screw you to the maximum extent possible.
That is the one thing that's blown my mind. That I hate to go on a tangent here because Steve's going on a roll, but it's blown my mind. I've been looking at what people are dealing with in the States. I know people have been saying, the States have much better plans by far. That's bullshit. They got better talk plans. No doubt about that. Their talk plans are 100 times better. Their data plans are garbage. They don't let you tether from your phones. They don't let you do fucking jack shit without paying extra fees here and there. They block out applications. There's no such thing as an Android phone that you could just set up a Wi-Fi hotspot.
That's cigarette pack number 2.
There you go. There's no such thing as a fucking cell phone that could start a Wi-Fi hotspot without them charging you an extra fee on top of that. Here, I could do that with my fucking Samsung Galaxy S2 right now. No problems. TELUS doesn't give a fuck.
But you know why, though?
Rogers doesn't either.
Because the internet's like the Wild West, and Americans don't like that. So.
I guess. But, even the plans, I don't know how much you guys are paying, but I'm paying $30 a month for 6 gigs of data on my plan.
Yeah.
In the States, that would get you, 2 gigs.
Well, listen, honestly, I don't even know how much data's on my plan because I never hit the cap anyway. So
it's probably a gig.
When you pre-ordered it, did they ask what provider do you get? Did they say, do you want to get Rogers, TELUS, or Bell?
No, they tell you that those are your 3 options and that you can pre-order the iPad with basically an unactivated SIM card belonging to one of those companies if you want to. If you want to get then you can call and get it activated.
So already, legit, the new iPad or whatever the fuck in Canada, better than the one in the States. Because the one in the States, when you order it, you choose fucking Verizon or AT&T, and then it's locked to that service. Fucking any service you want. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
No. Well, once you put a SIM card
obviously, once you do it, it'll lock it. But then
locks it to whatever you put it in.
But you have a choice for a little
But if you get a different one, then it locks it to that, right? If I'm on Bell...
No, then you'd probably have to get it unlocked.
Once you put your first SIM card into it, it locks it to that network.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No, but that's a better deal than what they have in the States, where it's it's locked before you even get it.
Right. Okay.
So, if you want to buy it for a friend and you don't know what provider they are, you just give it to them and they'll fucking figure it out themselves.
What do you think about the new iPad?
There's a few reasons why I got the 4G thing, because for a long time I said I wouldn't. But let's say I spent however many hundreds of dollars on the iPad.
Yeah.
Why not spend $100 more just for the option to have the 4G? I don't plan on getting a data plan right away, but it's only $100 more. Number one, the option to have a data plan if desired. Why not? The option to purchase...
He has a list.
The option to purchase a temporary data plan abroad, I think, is really nice.
Yeah, that is good, because then you can get 3G anywhere in the world.
And you don't want to get gouged for fucking roaming and all that shit either, right?
Everybody wants abroad.
And the last is, it's a mobile device. You might as well give yourself the option of being mobile with it.
Yeah.
That's the common sense,
And this is another bonus that I want you to know about. Essentially, since you're getting the 4G version and they have the hotspot connectivity, and they're not going to be like in the States where they're like, oh, well, you want to activate that, you have to pay fucking $50 to Verizon or whatever the fuck. In Canada, you basically just have a fucking whatever they call it. I think it's you have a portable fucking Wi-Fi device that's 4G LTE.
Free healthcare.
Exactly.
Which is a lot. I could do that with this, but this isn't fucking LTE. This is a Galaxy S2, so it's HSPA+. Mm-hmm. It's not bad, but a 4G Wi-Fi hotspot. This is pretty decent. For you, it's like you also have like one of those like Rogers like turbo sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a dual purpose thing.
I was impressed.
For the extra $100, it's worth it.
I was impressed with
especially
the
since you
data
don't have to
plans
pay for
that
it.
you can get with iPads. You can get like flex rate sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Where there's a range of how many megabytes or gigabytes you use, and they charge you accordingly.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I don't plan to get one right away. I may never get one. I don't know. But it's there.
It's a good idea. Like you could be in the middle of fucking nowhere, and all you have to do is be like, "Boop! I'm going to pay you fucking $10.
Yeah.
Now I have internet, and I can call a fucking cab or some shit."
Even for resale, it's good to have.
That's the other. That's something else. Yeah.
Because you could be like, hey, it's the 4G one, so then you could use your own stuff.
Yeah, it's a legitimate concern for some people. I just take all my old technology and give it to G. But like for people who actually resell this stuff, resale
He's
value
like,
is a legitimate
hey,
concern.
I got this fucking $2,000 MacBook Pro that I don't use anymore. You want it? Yeah, all right.
What can I say? I'm a generous guy.
Okay, the last thing that I want to talk about for the iPad is the display. So I come from like a film and video production background. That's sort of like what I'm pursuing, and so I'm really impressed that it's essentially a 2K resolution on a 10-inch screen that you can carry around with you. Yeah. Just to put it into perspective, most television sets and monitors are not capable of 2K resolution. 2K is not that much more than 1080p. What gets confusing is that...
Well, actually, it's not exactly 2K. It's close to 2K. It's at 50...
No, actually, it's slightly more in terms of horizontal lines.
It's slightly less in terms of horizontal.
I have the numbers.
2K is...
This is the big confusion that I want to talk about.
Okay.
So, and I just learned this like 2 months ago. In class, believe it or not. I learned something in class.
Going to school, legitimate learning situation.
720p and 1080p. Okay, I'm not even going to use P or I, okay? Like. 720 and 1080 are the current HD standards. 720 is sort of on the outs, really slowly. Mm-hmm. Those numbers refer to how many horizontal lines there are in the image. 1920 by 1080 means there's 1080 horizontal lines that are 1920 pixels across each. And 720 is the same deal. When you get to 2K or higher resolution, those numbers, like 2K, 4K, 8K, refer to how many pixels across each line there are. So essentially they switched the dimensions in how people refer to it.
Oh, so instead of the horizontal, it's the vertical.
Yeah. So 2K really...
That's just making things overly fucking complicated.
I know.
That's like fucking hard drive makers that try to screw everybody by redefining what a gigabyte is and what a terabyte is to their own advantage.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't care if they'd sell me a fucking, 1.865 terabyte hard drive. Just tell me it's the 1.865 terabyte fucking hard drive. Don't tell me 2 terabytes.
Right. So the reason 2K isn't that much more than 1080 is because 1080p, or fuck P and I, 1080 means each line is 1920 pixels wide. 2K means each line is
Why are we talking about skull fuck?
2048 pixels wide. It's not that much more.
Okay.
It's not that much more. But it just sounds bigger because they say 2K or whatever.
So basically it's like marketing.
So instead of 1920, it's
like
2048.
the hard drive makers.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, gentlemen,
it's really not that much at all.
Technically, it should be called like 1100p or whatever, but it's not. So and like just as a tidbit, 4K is like considered like indiscernible to the human eye in terms of quality. Like you can't see better past that. So there's diminishing returns, and I think 2K will become a standard in the future. But beyond that, you can't see it unless you're in the market for a massive TV that has insane resolution.
Luxon.
So unless you're George Lucas.
Anyway, back to the original story.
Oh, you're fucked.
The iPad 3 is really impressive.
We have a winner, ladies.
It's a display-based device, so they did it right. Kudos, Apple. I'm impressed. I'm happy. And actually, this is kind of promising because Apple's supposed to come out with their own TVs.
Yeah, the
and
Apple
if they're
TVs,
putting 2K on a 10-inch fucking thing you walk around with, then who knows what their TVs are.
I think that's specifically why they're doing it, because I know Apple TV has a thing called AirPlay where you can do something from your device and switch it straight to your TV.
Yeah.
Now that you have the high definition stuff on your iPad, you can switch it straight to your TV and it'll look just as good.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, I have one of the current generation Apple TVs, and it's really great. I mean, to me, the only negative I would put on it is that it's limited in its maximum resolution right now to 720p.
Yeah.
But even on my ridiculously huge-ass plasma TV, This is not the one that has the Alistair's face burned into it, but the one that replaced
I would consider that a bonus.
Well, yes, but notwithstanding, I've been getting an incredible amount of use out of the Apple TV because, I mean, for any TV show, before it comes out on DVD, or for anime that are out in Japan right now and people fan sub, but like you can't buy them on Blu-ray here yet, you can just download the series in 720p in like Matroska files and convert it to iTunes format, put it in your iTunes and just play it right on the TV. It's really awesome.
Yeah, it's good. And I know like your problem with it is like right now it's only limited to 720p. I knew the new Apple TV that they announced during the last press conference.
Was that announced? I had no idea.
It's an Apple TV. It's just the same idea. It's the set top box, whatever the heck it is. That one's going to do 1080p.
Yeah, okay. So when that comes out, I'm going to get it.
So my question, actually, you're an Apple TV owner. In the specs, aside from the 720p thing, they say that things can only be played at 30 frames per second.
Well,
do you see that? Because 24 frames is like the standard, right?
No, okay, but that can't be right because the vast majority of the video files that I have are at 24 or 29 point whatever. A lot of HD content is 29.997, whatever. Yeah. Whatever the native format is, as long as it's less than 30, it seems to play it no problem. So I haven't had any problems with that.
So when you're looking at 24p stuff, it doesn't look like awkward?
No, I've had no problems whatsoever.
Okay, that's good.
And that's playing the stuff wirelessly over my home Wi-Fi connection from my laptop to my TV in real time, which works great.
Okay.
So I honestly, I have to say, I'm really impressed with it.
Yeah, this is like technology done wirelessly. What I used to do with an S video cable on my old shitty laptop.